Hello blade friends! Well, the simple truth is the cold steel Trailmaster knife is an iconic, awesome, large fixed blade knife. Now, one should not use the term iconic too lightly, but the Trailmaster really deserves it. Consider that this knife has been around for almost 40 years now. As far as I know, it came onto the market in the early 1980s, and the blade features this incredible thick spine of nearly 8 millimeters. Well, nowadays you can get a few of these seriously overbuilt fixed blade knives, like the large Buzzy knives. Up to that days in the 1980s, this was really an exceptional knife, and it influenced the blade community a lot. You cannot overestimate the cold steel Trailmaster. Now here on YouTube you can find some good videos on the Trailmaster. Most videos focus on the use of the Trailmaster as a camp knife for bushcraft tasks. Today I want to talk about the Trailmaster as a fighting knife in terms of James Bowie's style more than Rex Applegate's style. So in the old school Western knife fencing style of the 1815s, 1900s, where there was used blade against blade. The Trailmaster got a 9.5-inch blade, which is for a fighting knife in the system of the old style Bowie knife fighting quite a reasonable length, but also some kind of minimal length. I think with an 11-inch blade you would have more leverage and more reach, of course. But 9.5 inch is totally fine. And the blade is full flat grind, and what I really like is the point design of this blade. You see here the primary cutting edge, and the false edge has a straight design. It's not sharpened from the factory, but you could easily sharpen this false edge. The guard on the Trailmaster knife is massive and it's good, and that's all to say about the guard. It's not a blade catching guard, but at least it's wide enough to block some incoming opponent's blade. The grip is made of rubber with a good texture on it. For large hands like mine, the grip might be a little narrow, so I added this paracord, and now everything about the handling is fine. Usually I get suspicious when I cannot see the tang design of a knife. And regarding the Trailmaster, I've seen pictures about the tang design where the rubber has been removed, and it looks like a sturdy tang design, so to me it's trustworthy. By the way, the one and only Master-at-Arms James Albert Keating recommends the Trailmaster as a good fighting knife. So best wishes to you, Jim. Now, when training with this 9.5-inch blade, I personally like to practice with the saber grip or hammer grip. I am no big fan at all of the reverse grip or ice pick grip when it comes to large Bowie knives. So the saber grip with a tip forward allows you several interesting maneuvers. You can either grip the blade like this with the cutting edge forward, or also this with the spine forward. This is quite an interesting option. I've seen this in an old book from Mexican style. So with the spine you can block incoming blades, and since you have the false edge, it's still possible to perform thrusts. And one special maneuver with the Bowie knife is the famous back cut. This means when you have the knife by the turn of your wrist, you can come in with the point of the blade, and that's very hard to react on from the opponent's side. And James Keating made a film about the famous back cut. And when you have the knife with spine forward like this, when you then do the back cut, then the primary edge comes in, yeah? Like this. I'm no big expert in performing the back cut, but I just want to demonstrate the principle. Cutting edge forward, cutting edge backward. Over the last 40 years, the Trailmaster knife came with different types of steel and also with a stack grip. I here have two Trailmasters, and both are made of the famous carbon 5 steel. So these are early Trailmasters from their second generation, from the 90s, made by Camillus in New York. So still US made. Now this stack grip Trailmaster is a beautiful knife. You know, I'm a huge fan of Bill Bagwell's early Bowie knives with a stack grip, and these Bagwells are hard to find, and if you find one, it will cost you quite some money. So the cold steel stack Trailmaster, I think, is a more affordable alternative to original Bagwell if you like these kind of blades, these huge Bowie knives. Also the same spine thickness of nearly 8 millimeters. By the way, these are second generation Trailmasters, and the first generation, the very early ones, you can recognize, since the first generation ones have a little snub nose here at the ricasso. So you can distinguish the first generation from the second generation. Beautiful blades, cold steel Trailmaster. So, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.